Now, the Maruti Ritz is the sixth entrant from the Maruti stable into the already crowded small car market in India. So how does it match up against the Hyundai i10 Kappa? Sirish pits the two against each other to find out.
Spoiled for choice? You bet. I've just been going through the buyer's guide of Overdrive and I've counted 18 small cars. That's 18 small cars, not including the cars that will come by end of this year and early next year. And that's not including, and I'm not exaggerating, the hundreds of engine and trim variants that you can buy today. It's a confusing market and you will rightfully be confused. Hell, even we are confused. And that's why we're going to keep things simple today. Today, we have just two small cars that are our favorites in the 4 to 5 lakh segment. In the red corner, we have the Hyundai i10, our 2008 car of the year, and a car that's become even better now with the 1.2 litre Kappa engine. And in the brown corner, we had to have a Maruti Suzuki. But this is no facelift of a car that's been around for decades. This is a brand new car. This is the Ritz, and this is a car that I personally feel is one of the best small cars Maruti sells in India today.
Built combining the contrarian ideals of compact dimensions and maximizing interior room, small hatchbacks are always at the forefront of international car design. So it's no surprise that both the i10 and the Ritz look young, modern and very international.
The WagonR was from an era of quirky and, let's face it, frankly unappetizing Japanese styling. The Ritz though, this has been done by the same team that did the Swift. And the Swift is an extremely good-looking car. You can see the same DNA in this car. It looks young, it looks youthful, and it looks dynamic. And especially from the rear, it looks extremely distinctive. That's not to say that the i10 is any less good-looking. But let's face it, the i10 has been around for quite some time. And it's a familiar face. This thing though, it is new and it is distinctive.
Not so long ago, the i10 set the standard for small car interiors and ergonomics. The beige interior trim brightens up the cabin and the center console with integrated gear lever was a first for India. The Ritz's interiors are impressive and funky. Bright blue seats, an independent tacho pod and the large speedo are eye-catching yet stop short of being loud. The plastics feel good to touch and everything feels solid.
The i10 is your typical Korean tall boy. There's masses of headroom, it's a bright, airy cabin, and there's adequate legroom too. This is classified as a 5-seater, but to be honest, if you squeeze a fifth guy in here, you're being a bit cruel. Now this is a big upset. In every small car test that we've done up till now, the Maruti has always been trounced by the Hyundai on space. But look at this, the Ritz is more spacious. There's more headroom. Okay, headroom is academic, but then it makes the cabin look even more spacious, even more airy. There are these nice colors used for the seat fabric. There's more legroom. There's slightly more shoulder room. The seats are positioned higher, so you walk in and out of the car. You don't have to crouch in. There's no doubt about it. This definitely is more spacious and more comfortable.
After the first two rounds, it's the Ritz that has drawn first blood. But how will it fare against the i10's proven engine and dynamics package? The i10 debuted with a 1.1 litre petrol engine, but the car that we're driving now sports the new 1.2 litre Kappa unit. It produces 80 PS of power at 5,200 RPM and 112 Newton meters of torque at 4,000 RPM and feels very smooth and refined.
The i10 has no sporty pretensions, but then again, this is a city car for the city. And for the city, things are perfect in this car. The ergonomics, the way this gear lever falls to hand, the steering, everything is brilliant for the city. It's great fun, you can scoot between traffic and you can generally have a blast in this car. The engine also is eager and willing to rev, and when you push it, it actually gets up to speed quite well.
Maruti is hoping the Ritz makes a big splash in India. It enters the market with two engine options, a petrol and the 1.3-litre multi-jet diesel we've seen and loved on the Swift, the Indica, the Linea and the new Punto. But today we're looking at the petrol unit.
The Ritz debuts Suzuki's 4-cylinder K-Series engine, which is claimed to offer best-in-class fuel efficiency. It's also the first engine in this class to meet BS4 emission norms. And for making a statement of environmental leadership, you got to give Maruti Suzuki a big round of applause.
The Ritz also covers the sprint to 100 quicker than the i10 and tops out at 156 km an hour, as against the i10's 142, giving this round to Maruti's challenger.
The i10 is softly sprung, and that gives it good ride quality around town. It can absorb potholes, speed breakers with ease, but at speed on the highway, it tends to weave and wallow around a bit. It's not uncomfortable, but neither is it very stable. It handles also quite well, but when pushed, it only has 13-inch wheels on narrow tires, and then it runs out of grip quite quickly.
The Ritz is based on the Swift platform with a few inches lopped off from here and there. But while the Swift is a very sporty car, this one has a more family-oriented demeanor. But its ride still scores over the i10. Though set up a little stiffer, the ride is supple and it feels far more composed with no wallowing and bouncing at speed.
Compared to the i10, the Ritz has a more grown-up feel to it. The steering, for instance, it's got better feedback and better precision. The seats, they're wider, they're more comfortable. The ergonomics are as good because even here the gear lever is integrated into the dashboard. And overall the interiors, they're funkier, they're younger. It's got excellent design cues. Overall, this is a happier car to be in.
So which of these not so small wonders is easier on the wallet? In our test, the i10 returned an overall mileage figure of 15.24 km per litre as against the Ritz's 15.19.
Small car comparisons always give me the biggest headaches. How do you call it? Pricing? Well, the i10 is 4.92 lakhs. The Ritz, you would expect it to be more expensive, but it's actually 12,000 rupees cheaper at 4.8 lakhs. Both of these cars are fully loaded. But then again, 12,000 rupees isn't close enough to call this comparison. But now I have to go home and I can only take one car. Which car is it going to be? Well, it's obviously the Ritz.
Well, the Ritz gets Sirish's vote, and I wonder if it will be the top pick with diesel engines as well.